First of all, I want to thank you for accepting my invitation for this reflection meeting. Thank you for your time. As you know, one of the goals of the Multilingual Garden is to promote multilingualism and spread awareness about the topic. So we're here today to talk about your awareness journey, which I'm sure and I hope it will inspire other people. So Zalina, I'm gonna ask you some questions and I want you really to feel free to share whatever you like. Okay, so first of all, who are you? What was your specific role during your internship for SIETAR Austria in collaboration with the Multilingual Garden?
Thank you. So my name is Zalina Alieva and I am 24 years old and currently I'm in my last semester of my bachelor's degree in Intercultural Management. And during my internship for SIETAR Austria, I actively operated with multicultural and diverse experts and team members as a project manager and content developer for the Multilingualism Matters expert series. And my specific task was creating blogs of these 12 expert interviews that were conducted. And SIETAR Austria and the Multilingual Garden, as you mentioned, they really recognize multilingualism as an asset. And they aim to promote and spread awareness about linguistic diversity and multilingualism. So therefore, my objective as a project manager for my task was really to embody this vision into the blogs and deliver the main meaning of each expert. And each of these expert talks were very diverse. They addressed different topics such as code switching, language learning, language acquisition, and forensic linguistic, and also sign languages were also part of the expert interviews, which I found very interesting. So it was really my goal to highlight the main meaning and embody these goals into the blog. And as a content developer, I co-managed the official LinkedIn page of SIETAR Austria, where I created posts to promote the blogs and also the expert interviews.
You did a fantastic job, Zalina, I can confirm.
Thank
I know you read and learned a lot about multilingualism. So I would like to ask you, what was your aha moment during the learning journey?
So there were a lot of moments actually that were very surprising to me. One of the most interesting one that I found out was by Dr. Antonella Sorace, who shared that multilingualism can delay the onset of Alzheimer's symptoms. And this was a very new insight that really surprised me. And it really highlights that languages itself really have a huge benefit for you as a person and even for your health, as she shared. And other aspects were also other experts, including Dr. Maria Theresia Guasti, shared that any age group can really learn language. So there are no barriers and everybody is really welcome to learn languages, and the brain itself responds very positively to language learning regardless of your age. Even at an older age, you can learn language. And me as 24 years old, who is 24 years old, I really found this, it had a positive impact on me. I felt like I do have a lot of chances to keep learning languages, and I felt like, yeah, there aren't any barriers for me at all. I can continue my passion of learning languages, and these insights really helped me to even be more motivated. And other insights in regards to sign languages by, I believe it was by Dr. Krausnicker and Magister Fenkart, who shared that the sign language community, they are also very diverse from each other. they have their own grammar, their own syntax, their own history and culture. And even people of the sign language community can be multilingual. And this was also a very new insight to me that I never knew before. So this was also one of those aspects that really surprised me. And furthermore, as a multilingual, mixing languages it was always something that I was judged for, because I was told that if you mix languages, it means that you are not able to speak the language well. But Professor Ursula Dolleschal, she really shared and emphasized that code switching and mixing languages is a natural process, and it should not be interrupted, because children really they learn languages easier if they are able to use the language they want to. And even if they mix the language, it is not a disadvantage at all. It is a normal process. And this really gave me this insight that I am able to speak the language, and mixing languages does not mean that you are unable to speak a language well. It is the opposite. It is a natural process, and it should be allowed as well for children who wants to learn more languages. Also in regards to forensic linguistics, which was also a new insight to me, because I realized that languages have a really great importance in juridical processes. For instance, they can analyze written languages of texts, or they use voice recordings to detect the origin of a certain language or even a dialect. And this process itself is very complex, so it requires huge knowledge of languages and a lot of experience. And Professor Jordi Sigres really demonstrated how important and how diverse languages can be and how they are applied in diverse fields. So this was also one huge insight for me, which increased my knowledge. And another one was by Dr. Blanco, Cindy Blanco, who worked for Duolingo, and she shared how COVID-19 and the global pandemic had an impact on language learning. And I learned that throughout the pandemic, certain languages really increased, which was very fascinating. For instance, Asian languages, including Japanese, Korean, Chinese, and even Turkish, their interests increased, which I found very fascinating and surprising. So these were my aha moments.
Well, Zalina, it's wonderful to hear how much you learned, and these beautiful reflections that those interviews brought to you, right? You are a speaker of many different languages, so maybe you want to mention them, because my next question would be actually, did your definition of multilingualism change during the process, during this internship? And if yes, in which way?
Okay, so I want to briefly mention the languages I speak. So I speak my mother tongue, which is Chechen, and then also German and English in a very advanced, I would say almost fluent way. And during my educational path, I also took Italian, French, and Russian classes additionally, because, as I mentioned, I have a really huge interest in learning languages. And to me, it's really something that drives me and motivates me. And during my free time, I also found a huge interest in learning Korean and Japanese. So in total, I believe 7 or 8 languages. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I never really considered myself multilingual, because multilingual to me meant like, yeah, you have an advanced degree in all languages that you speak. And to me, I felt like, yeah, I do have an advanced knowledge in 3 to 4 languages, but for the others, I still lack a lot. However, the experts really emphasize that being multilingual doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be fluent or advanced in speaking and understanding. On the other hand, being multilingual also includes having knowledge in written, in understanding, and in speaking. So there are diverse factors, and this insight really showed me that that even if you do not speak the language at a very advanced level, you can still be considered multilingual because you understand them to a certain degree. You can express yourself and talk to a certain degree, but the main focus is really that you are able to speak different languages. And also another really huge factor of multilingualism is that languages itself, it isn't just about speaking a different language, it is about their culture. And once you learn a different language, you immerse in the culture and you become part of it. And your understanding of the culture of the people and the country is more enhanced. Your understanding is facilitated, and also communication with people is also easier for you, and you can express yourself better if you have the knowledge in different languages. So that's how multilingualism really changed for me throughout this journey.
Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. So I would like to know, do you consider yourself multilingual today? I guess the answer is yes, right?
Yes, definitely. And I'm really fortunate that I got to join this journey of multilingualism. So otherwise, I believe I would have been still with my understanding with multilingualism, I would have been behind, kind of, you know. Yes, so yes. By now, yes, I consider myself multilingual, and it is thanks to the Multilingual Garden and SIETAR Austria.
And that's wonderful to hear. So it looks like you've been through an awareness journey, learning journey. What would you like to recommend to people with a similar background as yours?
First of all, I would say be more confident about your skills. Really try to recognize your skills that you have, either cultural skills or communication skills or any kind of skills that you have. Recognize them and appreciate them. I felt like I knew about my skills, however, I never really thought about them as kind of like having an advantage or them being beneficial for me. So therefore, recognize your skills, appreciate them, and use them for your advantage. And find something that you are truly interested in and where your skills will be of great help, whether it's in your educational path or your professional path, or maybe also your skills can benefit others, for instance, in coaching or consulting. Also, pursue something that fits your interest. And if you feel like you are stuck somewhere, explore diverse environments. Meet diverse people and cultures, and these new insights of different people and different environments can really enhance your own knowledge, and they can expand your horizon. So try always to learn new things and implement your skills in the things that you do and enjoy them.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much for your precious suggestions. Zalina, I would like to close just asking about your plans for your future career. What would you like to do?
Okay, so my first step is, of course, my bachelor's degree. I want to graduate, and then afterwards I will focus on my master's degree, and I want to stay in the international business environment, but specifically management, because in the future I really want to work together with diverse people. And here again, I believe that speaking multiple language can be of great benefit, especially when you're engaging and communicating with your colleagues, with your team members, with business partners, customers and clients. You have this huge advantage, and therefore I really want to use my skills to this advantage. And it's also something that I enjoy. I'm not just doing it for my career, but I'm doing it for myself because I find true happiness in what I do. And for my future, this is exactly the path that I want to follow. And also traveling is one huge part of it. And if possible, I want to become fluent in at least 6 languages in the next 5 years. And even if I do not become fluent in 5 years, I still have a lot of time left to really become more advanced in diverse languages. And once I've collected enough experience, I want to establish my own company and direct my own business, and Furthermore, what I also found very interesting, which is because of the Multilingual Garden and SIETAR Austria and raw culture, I found huge interest in engaging and working with NGOs. So I was thinking, besides my career path, I also want to focus on establishing a non-profit organization that focuses also on culture and languages. So this is where I see myself and which I look forward to.
And I really wish you all the best, Zalina. It sounds amazing what your plans are. Thank you very much for sharing this with me. And possiamo andare avanti a fare l'intervista in italiano oder wir können gleich was auf Deutsch sagen. Ich möchte einfach wirklich vielen, vielen Dank sagen, Zalina, und alles, alles Gute.
Danke Ihnen vielmals. Ich möchte mich auch ebenfalls bedanken an SIETAR Austria, Multilingual Garden und Raw Culture. Es war mir eine Freude, mit euch allen zu arbeiten und ich hoffe, in Zukunft können wir weiterhin etwas finden, woran wir gemeinsam arbeiten können. Und thank you very much. Grazie mille. Arrivederci.
Grazie a te, Zalina. A presto. Ciao, ciao.